projects don't need to matter. I know that sounds like such an obvious idea, but I feel like to a lot of people it's not, and I'm just making this video to share my perspective on that because I hear a lot and I see a lot people like wondering what to make and like feeling bad because all they've made is like a calculator app or like a visualization of the sorting algorithm. They make those and then they see huge projects and they see and hear that those aren't the things that make you that get you a job or make you money, and they think that it's just useless. And I just want to make the point like does not matter. And specifically specifically I saw this post just asking and being concerned about not making things that you know bring a lot of value and like you um, that give a lot of value, and it doesn't matter like your value as a developer is not directly associated with the value that your projects give. um, and I'm making this video because I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm starting to make things that people use, and I'm starting to bring value with my projects. And I'm gonna show that like it wasn't always that way. Specifically, one of my first projects, Kahooter, this shitty Kahoot bot. There's like 100 print statements right here to clear the screen. Like this project, it it it's like a negative value. Like this costs GitHub to host more than it helps anyone. Look at this code. It's terrible. But like, you know, you have to start somewhere, and you usually don't start making the next big thing or like the thing that so many people are so happy that exists. And now I'm finally making things like this, my dashboard maker for e-ink displays, which I'm pretty proud of and I think matters to some extent, right? I get value out of it. I would love if other people did. Um, just a shoot a little web app that lets you create. It doesn't really matter. The point I'm trying to make is you don't start making things like that or whatever your idea of importance is with the project. You don't start like that. Nobody really does. You start making shit like this. You start making stuff that has no relevance, and that's the best way to do it. If you tried to start making a ginormous project, and I'm not even saying that I'm necessarily at that point where everything I make matters. I still make shit that doesn't matter all the time because it's super fun, right? And it builds my skills. And I feel like there's this like capitalistic desire to like make something that makes money or gets users, but that's not how you learn. And I will say, a lot of people talk about how you need to make things to get a job. You need to make things that you need to make more than just portfolio projects to get a job. And for your resume, you should have like big projects. I don't disagree with that. If I was an employer and I was looking to hire people and all they had was, this, or like even not even necessarily like it could be written really well, like, but if somebody only has a sorting algorithm viewer or just a React app that describes an API or something, what I mean, very beginner projects, then obviously that person might be less desirable to hire. But who starts hireable? Who starts in a position where people are going to want to hire them? Like there's definitely a point to be made about how the importance of projects matter for hireability. We don't start hireable. You start making shitty things. Just making this video to say like, keep making shit, keep making slop. That's what makes you learn. And speaking of slop, AI. This is the pinnacle of this idea of your shit doesn't matter, so don't use AI on it. Don't use AI to make it faster or to make it better. Like, I can see some instances where if you're making like a product and you're just trying to get money out of it, using AI to make that faster is somewhat helpful. But like using AI on your personal projects, what are you doing? That's not even your project at that point. Like I see people using AI for their like portfolios, and it's like, dude, that's the thing that shows what you do as a developer. And if you want to be this vibe coder, sure, but like, do not be using AI on stuff that you're trying to make to learn. Don't use AI on things that don't matter, because you're just, what is even the point of that? You're wasting your time. If I had used AI on this, obviously would have never been made. And I'd consider this an important stepping stone in my progress as a developer. Um, so, I think that's it. Just your things don't have to matter. And keep making.